Hello, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Happy Monday to you guys. How are you guys doing today? Hope everyone had a great weekend. This is Gregory Wilds coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning walk. I can sit in the vehicle and then go and get my exercise after because I have a little 2 pages here. So I want to make sure I get this stuff out properly. Where I'm sitting, I'm more comfortable. But good morning to all. I hope you guys having a blessed Monday. For first-time listeners, I just get some exercise in the morning and I share my thoughts with you guys. Whatever I'm inspired to talk about that day, I'll share with you guys. And we got lots of stuff on YouTube. If you miss anything here, we got lots of stuff on YouTube. You could go on there and just as you're there, man, it's over 180 something of these little talks now. You can find something that can bless you. If you, looking back for something that I did and you want to reference, you could always go back on YouTube and find it. I can advise you which one it is, and you can find it there. But good morning, Renita. Good morning. Hope there's a great day for you. Hope you're having a great day. Good morning, Mr. Oswin Smith. Hope you're having a great day too. How are you doing? How are you guys doing, man? Thanks for tuning in this morning. But what I want to talk about this morning, I can get into it. What I want to talk about this morning is the rebellious spirit. The rebellious spirit, right? And also known, you might hear it referred to as the Korah spirit, the rebellion, right? Leading a rebellion. God does not support a rebellion and being rebellious. And I think how I get this, it come to me a few days ago. This is one of the strongholds, I think, on a lot of our children. A lot of people, but I think our children do this spirit of rebellion. It's a stronghold on a lot of them that open the doors for a lot of other things in their lives. And I think we keep missing it. I kept missing it. I kept missing it also. So that's how I get this revelation. And God revealed to me, hey, you're missing this spirit of rebellion, which is a serious one. I can continue to open the doors. God, with your kids, you might pray against all the different stuff they're doing, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, all the stuff they're doing, and you're praying against that. You fast and pray, and you break that. You generally break that. But we're missing rebellion, and rebellion is right there. And they might rebel silently, right? And not want to talk up because they know what was the outcome, was the punishment. But the rebellion in the heart and this opening the door for all those stuff to come right back in. But we can deal with rebellion with and generally why God do not support a rebellion and why it is evil. So let's first define rebellion according to the dictionary. According to the dictionary, it says an act of violence or open resistance to an established government or ruler, right? And a rebellious person likes to challenge authority and breaks the rule, this one says, every now and then. A real rebellious group tries to overthrow the government. An employee who ignores a dress code is being rebellious. Anywhere there's an authority, someone is probably acting rebellious towards it, right? So rebellion is you fighting against authority. You're fighting against authority. And the thing with rebellion, when you're being rebellious, you making stuff personal now, right? You're making stuff personal. It's one thing to fight for your rights, and it's the next thing to be rebellious. Like this one said, the dress code is A, and you wearing B. I'm not wearing the dress code. I that's the rule. That's the law of the company or organization or whatever. Now, if you want to do something else, you have to get that rule or law changed. But if you decide you're not going to do that, good morning, Jillian, you're being rebellious, right? So, and I think Martin Luther King, he understood this. And that's why he led a peaceful protest, because he kept stuff on the issues and not personal. He kept the fight on the issues and not personal. Now, you know how much trouble Martin Luther King could have done with the whole Million Man March. He got a million. I know the city was nervous, scared. If he had tried to lead a rebellion, how much damage he would have caused. But the problem is, when you lead a rebellion, you're being destroyed also. You will be destroyed, and all your followers will be destroyed when you lead a rebellion. Because what happened, it'll create some havoc, but then what if they call in the military, drop a bomb on all of those people there? Guess what? Your whole cause where you're fighting for God now, right? Because you make it personal and you didn't keep the light on the issues at hand, right? So selfishness can always come in when there's a rebellion, is someone being selfish. And a lot of people can be destroyed because of someone's selfishness. The rebellious spirit act up in someone. Because what's going to happen in your workplace? One person rebelling, then they can come together, get everybody who's on their side, get up a little crew and a little group, and they go in and challenge the boss because they want to overthrow the boss, or in your church or the little youth group where you're ruling. You get together this crew, one rebellious person gonna spread the poison among, see who's on the road with him, and that rebellious person, if you're not careful, gonna latch your tentacles onto you, and you gone with that person, and you leading rebellion to overthrow pastor, overthrow the group leader, overthrow any little group you're in, or whatever the job, and you gonna destroy yourself. So let's look at what some of the scriptures talk about rebellion and why God's so against it. And I'm going to tell you why he's so against rebellion, whose idea it was rebellion, make God against it, right? 1 Samuel 15:23. 1 Samuel 15:23. Here it said, rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft. You hear that? Rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft, and stubbornness as bad as worshiping idols. And stubbornness as bad as worshiping idols. So because you have rejected the commands of the Lord, he reject you as king. Rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft. Now, why God would say that? You rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft? God, you accusing me because I rebel is as sinful as witchcraft? Yes, that's what he said, and you're going to see why. Proverbs 17:11 said, evil people are eager for rebellion. Evil people are eager for rebellion, but they will be severely punished. They will be severely punished. When you lead a rebellion, and you're being rebellious, you will be punished, right? Let's see what Romans 13:1-2 says. Romans 13:1 and 2 says, everyone must submit to governing authorities. This is Paul writing to the Romans. He's telling them, he's advising them, because he knows these laws. Everyone must submit to governing authorities, for all authority comes from God. And those in position of authority have been placed there by God. So anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and they will be punished. So God telling the Romans, guys, submit to the authorities. Submit to the authorities. Don't try to lead a rebellion against them. If they're doing stuff that is wrong, highlight the issues. Nothing wrong with fighting for your rights. But a rebellion is a totally different thing. A rebellion, you're saying, I could do a better job than you, and I'm going to get you out of there, and I'm going to do it. Right? But he's saying, nothing wrong with fighting for your rights. But God, even though if a leader, and I went through this, and I know people got problems with this, even though if it's an evil leader that's in power, according to this scripture, you're saying God put everyone in authority. You don't know his plan. You don't know his plan. The evil leader in there who doing stuff, God has a purpose why he put them in there. You don't know if it's to bring betterment for you. He might put the evil leader in there to highlight the evil that the company, the organization, or whatever is doing. He might put them in there to highlight it even more and bring about change. Because people now could fight against the issues, fight for the rights, bring up the issues, show how this evil leader is just totally, and what the company stands for, this organization. So he might put them in power there to bring about change, positive change, because they might be, you don't know his plan. But when you come in and leading a rebellion against the leader, you're messing up his plan. That's why he don't support it. He don't support a rebellion. Right? He said it's evil, as sinful as witchcraft. So you being rebellious right now, he's saying it's just like you're doing witchcraft. You're no better than the obeah worker. You're no better than people who doing the witchcraft. You're no better than the witch or the wizard. Guys, saying you being rebellious is the same thing as what do it. It's just as sinful as that, right? So let's go on here and see. Remember, guys, who could who led the first rebellion? Whose idea is of rebellion? Why God says sinful is witchcraft and evil people eager to lead a rebellion. Let's go through Revelations 12:7-9. Revelations 12:7-9. Then there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels, and the dragon lost the battle, and he and his angels were forced out of heaven. This great dragon, the ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, the one deceiving the whole world, was thrown down to the earth with all his angels. That's why it is. Is Satan's idea of a rebellion. He's the first one that tried to lead a rebellion against God, right? When he thinks he's equal and he can take over, he can do a better job against God. So that's why God's in as sinful as witchcraft. What's witchcraft? Idol worship, right? Because it's his idea. Rebellion, once you get into the rebellious mode, you're being led by the devil. That's what God said in a nutshell. He's the one. Rebellion is his idea. He's the one who lead the first rebellion. Rebellion is his idea. It's his way of dealing stuff. It's his selfish ambition and pride. So when that rebellious spirit get into you, you're thinking about rebellion, he's saying you are completely being led by the devil right now. Okay, rebellion is his idea. That's not how you get change. Once you come to rebellion, it's selfishness involved right now. It's selfishness, just like him. He was just selfish, want to take over, prideful, think he can do better than God. You don't keep in stuff on the issues. If you want to bring about change, keep things to the issues. Because when you lead a rebellion, you're going to do some dirty stuff, and you're taking it away from what a real fight's supposed to be. It taken away. It's just like Martin Luther King. He kept it to the issues. No violence, no nothing. I don't want to take over. I want to challenge our own constitution and the saying we should all be equal. I want to keep the issues on that. I don't want no distractions, because a fight and a war and a blow up a building is distracting from the issues. Let's keep this to the issue. The issue is freedom for all, justice for all. That's what you keep it to, and don't lead a rebellion, right? You want to keep stuff to the issues. So let's see what Paul telling the final instructions. And let's leave Titus 3:9-1. Say first, Titus 3:9-1. Do not get involved in foolish discussions about spiritual pedigrees or in quarrels and fight about obedience to the laws. These things are useless and a waste of time. If people are causing division, and that's what rebellious people are going to try to do, they're causing division. If people are causing division among you, first give them a first and second warning. After that, have nothing more to do with them. For people like that have turned away from the truth, and their own sins will condemn them. So he's saying, if you got rebellious people, if you see the spirit of rebellion rising up in someone, they're coming to get you to join in with them for the rebellion. He's saying, you warn them. Hey. What are you doing? Warn them once, warn them twice. But if they still want to go ahead, you have nothing to do with them. Have nothing more to do with them. You stay far away from that, because when the destruction come, you will be destroyed from them. If you don't stay away from them, they will be destroyed. And I guess Wednesday we can go into the Korah, why this is also called the Korah spirit in Numbers 60. Remember when Korah tried to lead a rebellion against Moses, the man of God, who God put to lead the people out of Egypt? What happened to all of them when they rebelled? What happened to each and every one of them who joined with Korah in their rebellion? We're going to talk about that. Rebellion is going to cause you're going to be destroyed if you got the rebellious spirit, right? So one more here, Paul 16:17. And now I make one more appeal, my dear brothers, right into the Romans, brothers and sisters. Watch out for people who cause division and upset people's faith by teaching things contrary to what you have been taught. Stay away from them. Titus warning them there, and now Paul. Anyone who causing division, who being reserved causing division, because that's what you're going to do in an organization. You can get half the people, you can get all the people that can support you with your evil scheme to lead this rebellion. And so it's division you're causing in that organization, and because some people are going to be for it, some people are against it, and you causing division, right? If it's an issue you're fighting for, with the policy, this company saying this boss not doing it, okay. But you ain't causing division there. You're fighting for a right. You're fighting for a right. But when you come to division, causing division. And I think there's a lot of the strongholds on our kids today. They're challenging the parents, what they're saying, and they're being rebellious. Even if it's, some of them is very outspoken, the older ones, or some of them just don't care, they're outspoken with the rebelliousness, just define all your rules, all your laws, your house, you get them curfew, you tell them this, they're going to do something totally different. That's the rebellious spirit. So I'm encouraging you parents right now to come against the rebellious spirit. Don't come against some of the things what they're doing, yes, you got to come against that, but do not forget, it's the rebellious spirit. Now was opening the door. This revelation come to me a few days ago, and I couldn't wait till today to share it with people, because it's something I was missing right throughout my life. And you want to know why you're praying for certain things and it's not happening, but it's the rebellious spirit that's there, that's continuously opening the door. So in your fasting and praying for your children, even, you make sure in your heart you're not rebelling against anything, against your company or anyone. Because the core spirit, it's easy to take us over. It's right there in all of us. But we got to keep stopping it every time the enemy tempts us to be rebellious, to come against a law, a rule. You can only destroy yourself, right? Like how you probably don't agree with some of the traffic laws. You probably don't agree with it, but it's the law, right? It's a law, and if you're trying to do something contrary to the law, you're being rebellious. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna go in front of the judge and tell the judge when the police write you the ticket, or what is it? Oh, I didn't agree with the law. I don't agree with it. What's gonna happen? You're destroying yourself, right? So be careful when the enemy tempt you up to be rebel, and don't stay away far from people in your organization, all that. If they want to gather your support to fight against an issue, but if there's a rebellion, you realize they're trying to lead a rebellion to overthrow the leader, overthrow the boss, and stay far away. The scripture saying stay far away from them people. Warn them once, warn them twice, then stay miles away from them, because you're going to see why when we take on. But when Korah come up against Moses, when Moses warned the people, stay far away from these people that causing the rebellion, because God can do something to them, and if you close by them, you can get caught up in it. I can give it away a little bit what happened. You can go and read in the number 16 before we get there to Wednesday, if that's what God lead me. He opened the ground and he swallowed all of them up. So Moses was telling people, y'all stay away from these people, stay away from these rebellious people, because God can do something miraculous and get rid of them. So he said, y'all move far away from them. And that's what Titus and Paul telling them. Stay away from rebellious people, because when God comes and destroy them, you don't want to be close by, because you going to be destroyed with them. Stay far away from them, right, guys? So be careful with the rebellious spirit. Look in your kids if they're rebelling. You want to pray against the rebellious spirit also, right, guys? So I can leave it there, guys. Have a great Monday, and we'll talk again on Wednesday. All right, goodbye.